Welcome to another episode of Price Targets with your host Bitcoin Jack. I don't know where to start. I'm not even euphoric because I just been having the sweats and the cough and the fever for the last couple of days, and I mean it's been a blessing because I've been in bed and this market was really fun to trade. Let's start with plain old Bitcoin price prediction model. It's one of my oldest models. It's dating from 2018 when I wrote this. And essentially, what always happens in this model is, or almost always happens in this model, is we tap the highs, the red band, and that marks the top. Then essentially, when it taps the green, it marks the bottom. It's done that not during the COVID, but it did that in 2018, and I would entertain the idea that the COVID was just a blip here. And then it didn't do that here either. But on the upside, it always did it, right? In all these occasions. So if we grab the daily, oh shit. It's gonna be a little bit coughing and weird noises coming through in this particular episode, but I can't leave you guys hanging, so I'll try my best to subdue it. Anyways, so we essentially are chasing the orange and red band up here. That's the cycle top. Back in 2020, something really odd happened. This was a very slow ascent, and we tapped it once, we tapped it twice. This was weird, considering previous cycles. And previous cycles were cool in a way that once the cycle restarted to accelerate, we would go towards the orange and then, just keep on pushing. And then obviously the price going up would be pushing these bounds upwards. And that, that happened here as well. You see? Let me just zoom in a little bit. You can see how the price moving up started to move the bands up. And so that's obviously what's going to happen right now as well. It's rising already. And ideally, and this is where I think the model may fail, because this is based on-chain data. And now we have a ton of derivatives and vehicles to get exposure, which means, whereas in the past you had to go on-chain and actually buy that stuff, right? Now you can buy MicroStrategy. Now you can buy, all kinds of ETFs. And the argument is that we won't be able to see as much on-chain actions, and that could entirely break this, but also to the upside of things. So anyways, no market top before we reach 215, and that number is going to go up. So ideally, what's going to happen is price is going to start breaking these bands. We see a sharp pullback, let's say from around 180 to 200, and then we recover and we just go and go and go until we hit the red tape, and that's where we start to be cautious. All right, this particular steep correction that I'm kind of expecting soon is really because if we look at price action since the bottom, there's been no real sharp pullbacks. It's all been sideways. So sideways, 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 mega sideways. And we're seeing it currently happening in the current run up as well. Although, you could argue that this last pullback wasn't really sideways. I'm not going to chart on this thing here. So price is going to go up. We got a nice snipe of the bottom here. Price is going to go up for Bitcoin, and at some point there's just going to be this whipsaw pullback that's completely different than anything that we've seen so far during this bull market, and it's gonna make people crazy. They're gonna say it's over because, well, obviously we haven't had a sharp pullback before. It was sideways and now it's gonna go down so steep, literally defying everything that we've seen so far, and it's gonna fuck with people's minds. So maybe 40%, 30% straight candle down in a matter of days, weeks, where people are buying dips and they just keep on getting rolled over. I don't know. It's probably going to be some kind of event. I've been saying August for a long time, could be September, but give or take, starting next month, 2 to 3 weeks from now, there's going to be there's going to be a moment at some point during August or September where that's going to happen. So just mentally prepare for that. That's a good starting point. All right. Bitcoin. I do think that this is the classic wolf pattern. Burj Khalifa, Dalai Lama, and this is preparing to, everyone's shorting, and then boom, next leg up. I think this might actually go to 126, 128, maybe even higher. And then consolidate a little bit. But this is setting up for like 144 to 166 in the medium term, in my opinion. So that's quite bullish in my opinion. ETH, I really haven't had time to really think about what's going to happen next. We're at the 0.618 now of the complete retrace since the high here. The 0.382. This is upside down. Sorry. So this is resistance, but I think this is trying to target, like, it sounds stupid, but you gotta consider. Right. Let me just draw this. All right. Gonna do a rough draw just to get an idea. So this is the first leg up. Then you had the correction to down here. Then you have the expansion. So let's for a second not go logarithmic. This 1.618, that's our target. So that's, anywhere between the blue line here, which is a weekly level, 3428, and then maybe if things get giddy, like 382, right? That's where this move is gonna land, in my opinion, and then it's gonna do another like correction, consolidation for the next leg up, which is gonna take some time, where it's gonna be deep and steep. And as I said, I think the chances of a deeper consolidation, a deeper retracement, are gearing up. So sideways here, I think this one is gonna go fast and deep and steep back down here, maybe not all the way down there. Maybe it's going to go to like 0.03, whatever. We're going to have to figure that out after we actually figure out where our target actually was. We can think about it where it is, but where it was. This, in my opinion, could happen in a matter of weeks. So just full on parabolic price action, erasing a ton of bearish price action. So maybe next month, right? So that's for ETH. And then you can obviously try to translate that to ETH USD. You can ballpark it. I try to use some cool metrics to do this, but let's say this is 25%. Bitcoin is going to 144, let's say, more or less. So, that's probably maybe 166, maybe 200. I don't know. Like, do you know? I don't know. Just trying to make sense of it, but let me. Okay. ETHUSD. Essentially, our base case has been reclaim the monthly, reclaim the weekly here, and you fly. And we said target 1, target 2. But if I'm thinking about it, this is an old squiggly. I think that we could be going to like 4,500 on this leg. Maybe 5,000, but 4,500, 4,400. And then do the big pullback consolidation. And we're getting to the point where people are slowly starting to get accustomed to the idea that breakouts are for buying. So it would be quite funny to rate. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen, to rate this high and rate this high, go into like 4,555 or maybe 5,000 up here, and then slam through the old resistance, right? I think that's where my money's at for ETH. I'm extremely bullish on Link. And you're going to ask why? Well, first of all, if we look at the USD pair, this is a 7-month downtrend. It's being broken. This, to me, this move looks like a really nice first leg up. You have your sideways consolidation after the first leg up here, and then you have your steep retracement here, and then your top, and then you didn't go below the lows here. So in my opinion, we're setting up for leg 2. So leg 1 correction, and then leg 2, and leg 2 usually goes above leg 1 by a long shot. We can replicate that on a lower time frame here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. This is leg 1, the correction, and then we have the push. So I think intermediate target for Link is $28, and there's quite a chance it's going to outperform that if the market can stay bullish as a whole, which is simply how I'm playing it. That might be wrong, but I think that's, I mean, we're making money. This diagonal is interesting to me. So if anything's going to happen, I do think that's, that's where resistance could be at. So I have this stupid notion. I love when I sound retarded, especially when it's a bull market, that this is going parabolic, something like this or this or this or this. Okay. In a very short period of time. And this is kind of our projected like direction, and we can start, if we go parabolic, we're going to start riding into next channels, right? Now, obviously, link BTC. This was our last week's video drawing, a little squiggly. We had the blue level here, which essentially, I don't know, I don't even know where that, if that comes from here, but we use it as the resistance of the thing below, and the support that was here, and then the capitulation. And we basically said, well, if you start to break out above the blue level and you hold it, that's where we go. And the thing that we didn't draw last week was the trend line. And on Link BTC, it's so much more beautiful than on the USDT pair. So you can see it's a beautiful breakout. And well, we talked about the targets here, but obviously first level of interest for me is going to be up here, and then I think the next level is going to be at like 2,500. If we're going to go to the $28 story or the $40 story, that's our target here. Depending on what BTC does, obviously, but this would be a logical target at like 0.0025. Okay. Why, you ask? Let's see. Is there a good reason here? We'll have to look up in my notes why I drew the level there. Well, we said Solana is interesting. But obviously I like ETH better. And I think Solana just had a little ripperino here. Yes. But in general, I don't know. I don't want to trade the asset that's underperforming, right? So if we go to this chart and we grab the linear time frame, this is all we're playing. Basically said down here that this is a wedge, that if you long it down here, that we go break to the breakout, that we need to hold the purple level. We exactly did that, and now we're going for the next purple level. And if we smash that purple level, it's, I don't know what, I think Fitzalek is going to cure cancer or something. There's a good chance that this ends up testing either here or here, because that's kind of the genesis of the falling wedge, and generally you can expect to come back down to like either the real genesis or the second test. So meh. So yeah, I'm sorry for all the Solana fans, but I'm just not seeing it. Aave is let's see. Man, I'm starting to really sweat my ass off. I fucking hate this bug. This bug has been so strange, like randomly falling asleep, coughing like I'm, dying. And then these sweat attacks. What am I doing? And then obviously my brain starts to shut down at times as well. It's not going to bother you guys with a sad story, but yeah. So that was what I was doing. Itchy is getting respected for now, but it needs to hurry the fuck up, or else we're in trouble. Let me remove the thingy here. We're essentially on our way to breach the 3,000 level and then break out. That's what it has to do. If it fails, I don't think it's going to fail. So let me just be very vocal. I think this is going to go up and then shoot towards 3,400, right? That aligns with the bearish order block up here. That makes a lot of sense to me. So let's do that. I'm sorry, I need to take things really slow. I don't even want to talk about the US dollar. Might be relevant, but market is moving so much that it's just not something I want to look at. This, however, is a lot more interesting. If you remember, I actually really wanted to wait for the 0.618 level, right? Down here. And at some point, it's just, it tried once to break down here, then a second time, and then it started to respect, the horizontal level here. And I figured, fuck that, the market is looking so good, this is going to break out. And we spoke about that in the earlier video where we said, well, if it's going to reclaim the other horizontal level at 2167, then we're in for a lot of fun with the target up here. So nothing changed there. That's the target. It's a range. Super simple. It has a high here with 2 sweeps up there, and then it swept the lows twice. Looks like a sideways accumulation into, and that's the crazy part. Obviously, this could be distribution, but if it's for some reason reaccumulation, that's just a wild chart. And honestly, it could be reaccumulation. But anyways, we just take the profit at 3,000 and thank the market. And once again, say how shitty a coin XRP is. But in financial engineering season, I could see them do very well. Yeah, I mean, imagine this fucking thing breaks out. Okay, let's measure from here to here and say, I mean, this thing could double. It would make more sense for me. I mean, I would be completely out at 4322. Just because I don't trust Garlic House. The insanity. Been saying to accumulate the Trump coin, and we're exactly respecting. It's a wonderful coin. It's the best coin you've ever seen. It's respecting all the price levels, and we're gonna make America the best coin ever. Yeah, I think it's gonna double to 1620, and I don't know what Trump's gonna do. I think he's a lunatic at this point. I really, really liked him at some point. I mean, compared to Kamala Harris, that's easy. But I don't know. He seems all over the place right now, and maybe it's like fucking 20D chess, but I don't see it. So accumulate the coin, and I don't know. We're seemingly full retard season, so just let it happen, okay? Then and then I'm gonna go to bed after. But this is one of the most beautiful charts you've ever seen. I'm gonna stay in the Trumpism things. I mean, we spoke about this ahead of time in several videos. We longed it down here. T1, T2, thank you. I'm not gonna make any more predictions here. I think this is ripe for a correction. It could go much higher before that correction, but it has all the characteristics of being ready for maybe one more leg up to like $2 and then have a flush and consolidate a little bit before setting up for mucho más. Okay? I think we want to look at this. We can essentially, and this is Link ETH in terms of market cap, right? I haven't really been drawing this, but it's in an uptrend, slowly. Essentially, it's quite a massive, like, sideways reaccumulation after a large sell-off. And let's get out of here. Okay. And then we have one historic level that I would immediately flag. Like that. Like that. Let's just make it a zone, whatever. Right? Like that. Resistance here. Support here. Resistance. Support. If this can hold for once, then it means it's going to clear this. So ETH is going to get outperformed by Link. And that makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways, especially once ETH starts to consolidate a bit after all the gains it's been making. So, mamma mia, maybe go a little bit lower on the pair, and then we go retest this line and then break it and then come into the level here. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Well, my sweat is breaking out. So I'm going to go sleep, try and stay sane. I hope you guys do the same. I completely forgot to talk about Backpack. Obviously, what you guys need to do is sign up for Backpack because, well, it's a really cool exchange. They have all the features that you need from, you can borrow money and then go on chain with it, or you can use margin on spot and short on futures to get some insane yields on degenerate bulls. So, sometimes there's these coins that have like 80, 90, 100% APR for a day or two where you can just scoop up free money without basically having any risk. So that's kind of cool as well. And then obviously you need to pay attention to the points because the points are going to lead most likely to a very fat, heavy airdrop. And that airdrop is, if you have a lot of points, like I did in season 1, season 2, you're going to get, you can also still get points for season 2, and you're going to be able to, they're probably going to get rewarded for the airdrop as well. And that, I don't know. Honestly, I think if I can do 2 seasons like this, could be a 6-figure airdrop. 6-figure airdrop. Whilst, using a great exchange. So I'll put my ref link in the description below. And if you appreciate and like all these videos, it's a, it's a small step to sign up. If you have any questions, DM me. Maybe I can help out. There's some regions not available, but maybe I can help out. And that's it. I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.